flirting with the Rams.
I don't like it.
I love it. Davante and Puka.
We saw that coming a mile away.
And I mean, I don't know if. Oh, what's that? That's very embarrassing. I got to tell you, the Rams are looking better than ever. Davante in place of Cooper Kupp, Puka, Stafford. I love it. One last ride. Let's go, Greg.
Look, right out the gate, absolutely. This is a great fit. You love it because you get a receiver who obviously can do everything for you, or we know he can do everything for you. Will he do everything that the other guys have always been asked to do? That's the part of this that's like this is interesting because obviously Davante Adams, really good receiver, great receiver, even where he is today at this age and in this junction in his career. However, when we look at Sean McVay-led teams, they don't just ask their receivers to catch the ball. Right. They ask them to do both things, and sometimes they ask them to block, knowing you're not going to get the ball this afternoon. You're not going to get as many targets as you typically get. What we do know about Puka Nacua is he's a willing blocker. What we did know about and do know about Cooper Kupp, willing blocker. What we do know about Sean McVay, in his offense, you must be a willing blocker. And so will Davante Adams entertain this? Will he embrace it? We will see. We know who he is as a receiver and catching the ball out on the perimeter and making plays. But he's going to be asked to go get that safety for me. Go get that DN. Chip that DN one time, Davante, and tell me how you feel after that. I think it's a great fit, but we're going to see him in roles that he's not comfortable doing.
All right. Definitely a weird segment because they did their little flower thing. I just like how last season when Davante Adams was on the trade block at the time, he was talking about how Davante is not worth it, and going to the New York Jets. This was like when they were talking about before him going to the New York Jets, Davante won't really make a difference, or that he's not that good, and all this type of stuff, and made fun of Aaron and Davante when they were together. And now that he's with the Rams, he's like, I love it. This is amazing. This is a great thing, and this and that. And it's like, okay. It's why you got to be consistent about your evaluation, and you can't go based off of preconceived notions about other players or teams or who you want to win versus who you want to lose. I think this is a great move for the Los Angeles Rams, as I talked about. I think this is a great fit. They're obviously in win now, right now. And I think getting someone like a Davante, a highly intelligent, high level, experienced, still playing at a great level, high level, like Davante to combine him with Puka Nacua. And I just think when you have someone like that, along with Puka, along with Sean McVay, along with Matthew Stafford, you're going to have that veteran synergy, quite frankly. When you're with a quarterback like a Stafford and with a coach like McVay, the sooner you can get talent with actual experience, the better. Because they're just going to be able to actually run the offense how they want. Everyone is speaking the same language rather than trying to teach the language, and it's just different. Things happen so much more intuitively, and the game plans can actually be executed properly, and the adjustments can happen when need be. Again, whether it's within the game, game to game, week to week, whatever it may be. And you're also going to have someone like a Davante who has a lot to play for. He wants to win. He wants a ring. So he has a massive amount of incentive. He's not dumb. He knows he's at the end of the road at this point. He knows he's not playing for another 10 years here. And he knows also that, listen, Sean McVay is a legitimate coach. Matthew Stafford is a legitimate quarterback. Puka Nacua is a legit, Davante is going to know and understand his place. He's not going to try to be something that he's not. And he doesn't need to be. That's the beauty. He doesn't need to be something that he's not. When you look at some of these other wide receivers going to various places, they have to be something beyond what they are, or there's a lack of clarity around the quarterback, the coach, And so things can get muffled. Things can get disjointed. Things can get disconnected, quite frankly, very easily. Very easily. This is not a train that I could see ever getting derailed. Outside of injury, of course. And outside of that, you're good to go, man. You're good to go. Matthew Stafford and Devontae and Sean McVay, they're going to speak the same language way more than they are not. Are a couple things going to get lost in translation every once in a while? Sure, of course. But for the most part, they're speaking the same language. And having someone also like a Puka Nacua, who I think is also, such obviously a great wide receiver, but also a great personality and a workhorse, and someone who, bought in from the very beginning and isn't a diva. I think he's got an awesome personality. And quite frankly, he's kind of like the exact personality. Him and Devontae Smith are like the two personalities. That's who you want as a wide receiver, considering all the other casting characters we got out there. So I think it's awesome. I really, really do. I think, I said this in the comment section in a previous Rams video, that the Rams are putting on a masterclass on how to build off of a successful season, of a previous successful season, that they know that they're right there. They know that they're just, there, but they're not doing anything. They're not being impulsive. They're not being overly aggressive where they're absolutely swinging for the moon, where it's like this is either going to work or this is going to absolutely blow up in their face. They're being smart. They're making strategic, and they're also not mortgaging their future to win right now. They didn't say like, okay, we need Devontae, but we can only get Devontae if we pay him $150 million for the next 5. Like, it wasn't like that, right? It's not like that. So they understand, hey, we're actually able to go all in right now in the short term. And kind of have a last hurrah. I don't want to necessarily see it as a last hurrah, but really put all the eggs in this short-term basket, but not have it sacrifice the future really in any measurable way, right? They weren't forced to really tie themselves up in the future from like a financial aspect that really hurts them. So I think it's awesome. And I think when you look at some of these other moves that some of these other teams have done, you're kind of like, okay, what's the plan here? With the Rams, it's very obvious. And when you have an obvious plan and you make the smart decisions and you have it led by, again, true seasoned veterans, Sean McVay, Matthew Stafford, I mean, what is there possibly not to like? What is there possibly not to like? Very smart, very high level football and very high level organizational decisions that are being made this offseason. So, I'll always continue to be impressed by the Rams. And so I think they were a sneaky great team last year, and they're improving. So what does that make them this year? Yeah, you do the math. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the, I almost said the Las Vegas Rams, the Los Angeles Rams? Let me know in the comments below. What do you guys all think? Do you think Devontae is going to be able to significantly improve this team, and how good do you think the Rams will be? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.